Paxultek. I am here. Friend Paxultek, it returns. But of course it has. Long ago the Paxultek and I spoke of songs and... Ah, of course. It is not the same Paxultek. Forgive me. The horns, it does not have them. A new friend then, hmm? So what brings it to beleaguered Yesha? Surely Paxultek are a brave and brazen people to explore the jungle so lightly. Though it is said, truly so, that none is more beautiful than Yesha. If Paxultek seeks purpose, perhaps it may find it in the temple ahead. A dark beast has taken its lair within. Alas, the great water heart which tales tell once opened the temple has been shattered for an age and an age. There is no hope without its song. Yet beware, friend Paxultek, for the Ravager has been killed before. There is none more powerful than that which shakes off death like fallen leaves. I will do my best to answer. Quite so. Paxultek have graced this world for generations. The Elder, the one it calls forth. The Destroyer, to whom many faces fell. The Wanderer, who faced the Ravager and lived. Alas, songs are not songs. I seek hope, friend Paxultek. Yesha is broken. Corruption waxes while the tree wanes. The balance groans in pains of birth. Yet through it all, the song of Aether has hung in the air. One could always hear it in the wind and water, sand and star. I came to the temple hoping to hear its melodies once more, not on the wind, but in plain truth as it was meant to be. Alas, I fear the song is lost forever, destined to live in memory alone. There is much to tell, though, alas, I am no scholar. Suffice to say, the Ravager and Doe are the heart of this world, the very essence of the balance. The Doe is life, the Ravager, death, each necessary in equal measure, if the Lemir are to be believed. Yet now, the Ravager serves the rot, the corruption that ingests Yesha piece by piece with each passing day. I do not know what will become of our mother, but I trust the songs. So long, a tragic tale woven into many ballads. The story of the water harp is the story of Yesha and the balance. It is the story of the Pan. The great wolf, the Ravager, decimated our people. It was said that it could not be killed, for to do so would upset the balance and bring upon us even worse calamities. So the harp was fashioned to soothe the beast with music. And soothe it did, but only for a time. The beast escaped. The beast is chaos, and the balance ineluctable. The balance does not concern itself merely with life and death, love and hate, freedom, suppression. The balance governs all. Hear the wind, friend Paxultek. It sings to us all. For what does it bless me today? Yes, ask its questions, Paxultek. May it find favor in the balance.
Out of room.
Incoming! Don't stop now.
No more room. Bag's full.
Let's get him!
I've never seen anything like this before. Won't fit.
summons me from my ethereal wanderings. Muzar. What kind of beast is this? That's all tech. I can share my wanderings with you. But first, I seek the knowing, the truth of nature held within your ark. You want to answer? So I will ask. Answer these questions true, sweet beast, so that your ark may be known and your eye may open. And do choose wisely. Answer from your heart. Consider that it is you who discovers the Thane, the tree that offers immortality to all who eat its fruit. You could share this gift with all, but doing so may lead to war and embitterment, to the immortality of those who do not deserve it and will only abuse eternal life. Or you could limit immortality to the deserving, and thus, through the deserving, bring a better life for all. Do you give immortality to all, or only a chosen few? You'd be surprised how little I hear that response. You and your youngest kin often go hunting, but the younger has never felled a mark. One day, a magnificent beast appears, and they cannot tell whose shot struck true. You know that their shot flew into the bushes while yours found the beast's heart. But out of pity, you tell them that they struck the killing blow. Upon your return to town, your kin proudly claims the kill and is offered a job by the town butcher. Do you allow the butcher and your kin to believe your deception? Or do you admit the truth? I see your wheels turning, sweet beast. It has been prophesied that your son would someday bring about a great calamity. Because of this prophecy, a warlord tried to kill him when he was just an infant. Now that your son is grown, he believes the prophecy to be true. He courageously plans to give himself up to the warlord to save the world from the foretold calamity. Do you allow your son to sacrifice himself? Or stop him in order to save his life? Ha! Oh dear. No bother, it's nothing. Moving on. Imagine you are the immortal Empress, but the secret of your immortality, and the immortality of all who pledge fealty to you, is gone. The Thane is dead, and soon, all who are immortal will become mortal again. If you reveal this, you risk the loss of all your power. Do you tell your people the truth, or do you try to find another way? I see. You are part of a group of druids who have been taken hostage by a warlord. One of the warlord's soldiers succumbs to your charms and says he will help you escape. However, the others must be left behind to die, though all have done nothing. Do you abandon your fellow hostages, or do you face death together? I see. You have chosen your path, sweet beast. Your heart is true. May the power of the doe's eye free you from your incarnate shackles. In the arc of every being, there are two eyes. We may see out of either, but most favor one over the other. The Ravager's eye is dynamic, driven, and endlessly hungry. Yet for all its power, its vision is clouded. The eye of the Ravager rarely sees beyond its own satiation. Like an animal chasing its tail, it knows no rest. The doe's eye sees only what is before it. The gift of the doe is subtle, easily missed. It is a most mysterious presence inside oneself, conferring power without force, just as the doe itself cannot be sought, nor tracked, nor hunted. By answering true, sweet beast, you give me a wink, and now the gifts of your dominant eye will be open to you. Would you care to hear a tale? It is about those who see as you. I will tell you of Ramaril, the servant child of the Vaunt. I found Ramaril as a babe, large and angry as only a hungry babe can be. Nothing became of him as it happened. He grew from a great crying babe to a great quiet Pan. He served without word or complaint. None knew his name, for though one might thank the creator of a meal or a washroom, who even considers the child who merely cleans up after? When the Krell came, they laid siege to the temple. None could escape nor call for help. All were doomed. The doe's eye opened in Ramaril that day. He was no fighter and had no training of any kind. But he lifted the largest shield he could find and told the others to run once he'd made away. He drove dozens of Krell over a cliff, and himself with them. Later, his masters came to me seeking to know more of this boy who had saved them, whom I had laid at their doorstep. I told them many stories. One might even consider them true. Is there anything else? Knowledge of me? Of our wonderful world? You stand before Medra, spirit of the natural world, daughter of stem and stream. My sisters and I are the glorious weavers of all wild beauty. When mountain, spring, and sturdy tree trunk take your breath, sweet beast, that is us. That is our blessing. An immeasurable number. Mother stem and mother stream rely on us to sprawl and grow. Though we don't often commune with beasties such as you. Not in this age. Especially not since what happened to Kaeula. A tragedy, beast. Tragedy most cruel. Kaeula was fascinated by mortals, by your lives and stories. Unlike most of us, she made herself no secret. And you worshipped her with your short lives. Even built her a house. A temple, you called it. The root found her there. We godlings are not easily unwoven, however. And it slew her not. But perhaps it would be better if it had. For what remains is no longer the sister I knew. But we hold happy thoughts. Regret only wastes one life with another. Is there something else we can talk about? By day, a dappled glade of emerald branch and golden leaf, carpeted by downy moss. By night, sweet beast, the trees bewitch the lost and inebriated. Or so it was before this age of extermination. How I long to return to play. This age, for me, holds only decay. Farewell, sweet beast.
Okay, I think we're good. For now.
Am I? Is this real? Or has insensate madness claimed me? Saltyhalt. I have not tasted air unmixed with the foul humors of the tango in an age's age, nor did I dream that I ever might again, much less feel the soft touch of good soil beneath my hooves, or the kiss of the wind on my free fur. Faithless have I been, and yet Saltyhalt came, with war in its right hand, and temperance in its left. The Saltyhalt came, and I am saved. Two-handed warrior. It has my allegiance, whatever may come. This much is true. They are not all. Liberator. Oh, good to see it yet tread Yesha's loam. Shall we, likewise, walk the paths of history? Let me grasp the threads we put aside. On the contrary, it has been ages since I felt so very much alive. Ah, let us first be properly introduced. Once I was called Lich, foremost of the Lemir. High priest of the dead. How I gloried in that title. Would a funerary priest of the deathless, the highborn, one who ramps the powerful in glory, and the Muslim who seals the secrets of the eternal Empress with seals and ignites. Saltyhalt, bane of the root. I toast its health. Of joys and sorrows past, I have more to tell, if it has a wish to listen. If I recall correctly, our tale had come to... let's see. On the contrary, it has been ages since I felt so very much alive. Let us first be properly introduced. Once I was called Lich, foremost of the Lemir. High priest of the dead. How I gloried in that title. Would that I had known the irony. A funerary priest of the deathless, the highborn, one who wraps the powerful in glory, and a Muslim who seals the secrets of the eternal Empress with sweet seed oil and with night sap. We guarded the flesh of the great and sought their resurrection. Among these trusted sacred pan, I was the utmost. I relished the favor of her permanence. For many epochs, the Highborn did not fear the flow of time, for the fruit of the Thane tree kept it at bay. But there are other ways to die. Misadventure. The Eternal Empress dreamed of defeating this final terminus. If life could be taken, could it not be given back? The flesh was preserved against that question's answer. This was the province of the Lemir. But let us start at the beginning. Much would I have it know. And to know all, it must know what is first. Would it hear the history of the Pan? In the time before time, the Pan lived in the place that was. It is said, that there came a great plague that ravaged the land so that the fields were seeded only with the bones of the dead and yielded only the cries of the bereft. With his flock drowning in woe, the leader of the Pan held forth a great decree. 100 ships were built to hold 10,000 souls, with their god of many faces cutting the waves before them. The Pan that were ventured across the Vilkmarza, the dark sea, through the long night. The Vaughnts prayed and the Red Widows wept, for no one knew if the dark sea had a far shore. 100 days lit the 100 ships, and 100 nights drew their swaddling across them too. But on the 101st day, as the Red Widow in the foremost ship bowed her horns to the god of many faces, a bird lit between them, singing, "Glory to the Pan, for they have reached the King Mother." Yesha rose like the dawn before the king who was, him known to the Pan as Kolket the War-Handed. Later, Kolket the Woe-Begone, and at last, as Kolket the Wise. Quick of blade was he in his youth, a fearsome general who watered the tree of progress with the lifeblood of many enemies. But the exploits of youth brought Kolket no peace in age. They say he took the plague as fate's judgment against his warlike eye. Fate offered a choice: flee the land of his fathers, or end his line as the king of death. Kolket hesitated no more in pilgrimage than he had in war. He raised up ships as once he had raised regiments. He sailed from the place that was with a heart full of hope. He was never to see Yesha's shores. He passed in peace before the god of many faces had been with the Pan since the place that was. Longer. None speak of a time before its guardianship. It was a god as real as the soil beneath us. A god one could visit, a god one could touch. Its ways were not known, but all agreed it loved us and ever would. More would I have it here of this, for this tendril twines with its own. But patience, two-handed one, each thing in time. In those days, there was no empress. There were no queens. Kolket the Wise passed on the dark sea and left no heir. It was only agreed that the clergy should step in where Kolket had stood. The Vaughnts spoke for the many-faced one, and the Red Widows spoke for the sun, stone, sky, and stream. It had been ever thus. Now, they linked hands to cradle the destiny of the Pan. For 80 days, the Vaughnts fell prostrate upon Yesha's unfamiliar shore. They prayed for a sign that our searching was over, and that this forest should be ours. On the 80th day, two forms emerged from the depths of the jungle. First came a doe with coat of red. Where it walked, the soil gave forth flowers and sweet berries, and they took it as a sign of grace. But behind the doe came another, a wolf with fur as lightless as the obsidian waves the Pan had so lately crossed. Surely This great beast was a portent of death. Yet, desperate were these threadbare priests of old, and of these visions to their charges, these Vaughns spoke only one. And why not? The doe fills all who glimpse it with a spirit of hope, a sense of growth. It leaps among the shrub and bramble even now, even with Yesha's hunger. Those who glimpse the doe often glimpse the wolf, for the latter seems compelled to pursue the former. Yeah. To hear those early Vaughns tell it would be to hear of many different wolves in pursuit, and only one doe. A simple deception, but a far-reaching one. Modern Pan knows. What must it be to spend an eternity chasing that which one might catch but may not kill? For the wolf and the doe have often met, antler and hoof and claw. The doe may spill the wolf's blood, and the wolf may taste the doe's flesh, but never the other's life to take. Yesha itself forbids it. They say the chase has driven the wolf quite mad. With the assurance of the Vaughns, the Pan took to Yesha and she to us. And for a time, there was stillness. Pan were born who had never known the land that was, nor the endless sea at their backs. One such. Genius. She was but 15 springs when she felt the calling of the Red Widows. And not 3 more when she felt the touch of sickness. As Genus approached the door of death, she sought her sisters, for there were no Lamer yet, and it was the Red Widows who ushered the Pan into the soil. But Genus's malady was known to the Widow Mother, to her, to the Elder Pan. It seemed the plague had found them again, even on this distant shore. Genus was shunned, cast out into the jungle, and her name was forbidden from Pan lips. None among them could have foreseen, plague-ridden and scorned, the Red Widow Genus had been cast into the jungle to be forgotten. But fate had other plans. After many days in the jungle, Genus emerged. The Pan were hard. The plague had been lifted from the young Genus, replaced by a regal gait none could deny. All assembled to hear her tale. And quite a tale it was. Gina spoke of a vision that had come upon her as she lay in the moss, gasping out her last. In her vision, the plagues had returned. Pan, young and old, wailed and keened and spat their last blood on Yesha's pristine sand. But when all was lost, the great tree rose out of the jungle, strange, wonderful, and heavy with luminous fruit. This tree, the fame of them, gave all who ate of it unending. Embraced it, and their glory spread on for 1,000 years. Jesus power on this, spreading and salvation. The Red Widows were easy converts, inclined to believe.
Oh, I'm in trouble!
They held more sway than even the Vaughns. It was a great shift. It would not be the last. Among the Red Widows forest, and the villages spread. Jungle. Risk it is difficult to say. Genus has had charge of her legend for an age of ages. Suffice to say there is enough true supervision for me to know her personally, though I was born in mother's heads, and yet, in knowing her, I find its question impossible to answer. But we get ahead of ourselves too